Hi, this is Ansun, and I am here for Adele, and I am assisting and supporting you as a tree of life within you in every single moment. Adele, you are quite new to this entire self-revelation experience, of which we say stop the mind and experience and apply the living word as you. So at the moment, what I have to say is to enjoy yourself in every single moment. Start with the basics, the simplicity, which is self-honesty in every moment. Self-honesty being when a thought, feeling or emotion come up inside you, you stop. You say stop, and you apply self-forgiveness for accepting and allowing yourself to think that particular thought. And then you have to apply self-forgiveness specifically for what that thought consists of. For instance, let's say a lady comes and visits you, and you have tea together, and the lady walks away, and you say, "Oh my God, I thank God that I do not have an ass like that woman." Then you say, "I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to judge that woman's ass. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to accept and allow a thought to exist within me of judging a woman's ass. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to compare my ass to that woman's ass. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to accept myself as who I am. Because I haven't accepted myself as who I am, I experience myself as inferior, and thus to regain my composure, I have to be superior, and thus to have such a thought, I regain my composure as experiencing myself acceptable in society." So that's how specific you have to go into the self-forgiveness. Then you do self-corrective application. In other words, what is self-corrective application? You make a statement. "I do not accept and allow self-judgment." And then you don't judge. When you see a woman again and you realize it, before a thought comes, there's like this feeling that comes, it's like it forms like a strip around you, and it's like you almost want to formulate that thought of judgment. You just stop. Immediately you stop. Say, "I do not accept and allow self-judgment." But if it constantly and continuously comes up, understand that there are many layers of self-forgiveness to pull through. In other words, see yourself as like an onion. You have to peel off the onion to get to the core of the eye, which is self, the center. Also, really go very specifically into your self-forgiveness statements of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then the breathing. The breathing is magnificent, great. Remain in the moment, here as self, and continue with these steps first. Become comfortable with them as yourself, as the experience of yourself in every moment. What I mean by comfortable, it becomes an application of you as you in each and every single moment. So let's start here first. The specificity of the self-forgiveness of thoughts in every single moment. And then also evenings when you go to sleep, before you go to rest, write down your day. For instance, if you've noticed moments during your day which you've missed self-forgiveness points or moments, and you will remember them, you write them down and you apply self-forgiveness accordingly. Or even if you lie down and you see them and you remember them, you apply self-forgiveness and you release it. Also effective before you go to sleep is to delete all the pictures in your mind of the day. So if you lie down and you breathe and there's any pictures that come up in your head, just delete, 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 delete. Just speak the word delete and delete them. Okay, this is my message to you specifically, to first focus on these placements of the manifestation of self as the moment, as the breath. Okay, this is enjoy.